Am I live? What tells me I'm live? Never 100% sure I'm 100% live. Anyway, I appear to be on here now. So, good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty. And after reviewing a video game adaptation yesterday, we're now going to review a movie adaptation. Kind of, although not really, but kind of two movies. If you've seen Heathers, you probably know a bit what to expect about this one. If you've seen The Craft, you definitely have an idea what to expect about this one. Mash those two things together, and you get The Unkindness of Ravens. Ravens, apparently, because there's a little bit of blurb at the beginning, which did it in an excellent way, are effectively people who survived the witch trials, Salem et al., by just accusing other people, even though they were witches themselves. Basically, just misdirection and getting other people murdered. You know, all in the name of survival. And I suppose sometimes if you're going to murder somebody who would happily have murdered you, can you claim self-defense? You know, it's a grey area. Let's call it a grey area. But this is like set in modern day, or at least close enough to it. The kind of Heathers vibe I've got instantly makes me feel like it's more an 80s or late 80s kind of thing. I've not seen anyone on a cell phone yet. So, you know, we'll wait and see how that pans out. But it does start in a kind of odd way. In fact, it starts in a really good way. Odd is not the word I describe for it, because the writer actually takes over the art duties for the first couple of pages in what they call excerpts from the Abigail House, a private hostelry. Not bad. Look at that for a nice starting page. Lovely use of colour there. Nothing too complicated or out of the ordinary, but the blood red for the leaves and the hands up and the gavel, that's actually like a very cool touch there. Very nice. My first thought might have been a little bit too heavy on the text, but turns out you can fly through it and there's no real issue with it dragging. You just get as much exposition as you need, nothing more, nothing less. And then you start the story. But then instantly you jump backwards again, which is something that can bug me, but it's handled really quite nicely here. Because it starts in something which is kind of jarring. So the chance to go back and have it explained a little bit is not necessarily a bad thing. And you get a little bit of backstory for we're sure to be the main character, and a little bit also of some of the background characters and what's been going on in their lives. It's that really nice thing that a good writer can do, which is show, don't tell. I mean, I'm saying this with having just said there's like an entire page of exposition there in just blocks of text, but it still comes across as it's telling you a story which is showing you what is actually going on in the real world instead of just telling you exactly what's going on in the real world. And it's kind of impressive, I've got to say. When I turned the page and got into the actual main bit of the comic book, I felt marginally disappointed, though. Look at that art compared to that. It's a jarring change, but my thought was this feels a little bit Riverdale-esque, you know, a little bit Archie Comics. But Archie Comics did Sabrina, which is a brilliant teenage witch story. It's absolutely fantastic, and they're still doing it now, and they still stand out as great stories, which do a lot about female empowerment and the place of women's intellectualism in culture. And it feels like they could be going along the lines with this. The Heathers influence does make me think they're going to go a slightly different way, because one thing about Heathers, although yes, it is a high school drama thing, it's also full of murder, and it's pretty damn nasty in places. This one, I think, could have the scope to go that way, but it's also about as self-aware as I wanted it to be as well. One of the things I love about Heathers is how self-aware it is. It's doing a high school drama about very, very serious things, but using like high school drama tropes about it. One of my favorite things in this, and it only took me a second, but I'm still kind of embarrassed. It took me an entire second. The female main character is called Wilma. Just bear that in mind. Of the Coven of Ravens, the other names are Yana, Vicky, Zoe, spelt with an X, and Zada. So what you have there is VXYZ, but no W, so WXYZ is the names of the initials of the members of the Coven. Took me like all of an entire second to work that out, but I was still a bit disappointed I didn't just instantly get it. It's that kind of like extra little detail that throw in there. Just something to make you go, nah, that's actually pretty clever. It never actually feels like they're doing it too much, though. It never feels like it's pushing to the point of we are going to show off with how clever we are. It just feels like that's a natural thing that they're going to be writing about. When it comes to the writing, there is also a hint that it's more movie scripted kind of prose than dialogue than the kind of natural flow, free flowing stuff that I like. But it actually does, because it feels like it's a movie homage. I have absolutely no problem with it. Like I said, the artist, they're clearly going down that route. It feels like it'd be perfectly fine to be a Riverdale comic book adaptation, the way the art style's used. That is down to Mariana Ignacio, by the way, who is excellent. Definitely be keeping an eye on her stuff and see if she does anything else, because I think she's got the scope to do something that's a bit more than just that. And you get a definite sense of that on the final page. Yes, spoilers a little bit, but I've told you they're witches, so very cool final page. Right, that's it for me. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to review. I've still got a whole bunch of stuff I can choose from, but there will be something good. Anyway, take it easy. Bye.